x, okay, and g of x is going to be the square root of x minus 3 plus 4. Okay, always f of x on the ones that we're going to do is going to be what you start with, and g of x is going to be after the transformations have been made. Okay, so there's two transformations here, right? You should be pretty familiar with what they are. Okay, what is this minus 3 underneath they're going to be doing? Okay, it's going to move it left and right. Since it's a minus, that's going to be right 3. Okay, and the plus 4 outside, that's going to make it go up 4. Okay, it's a square root. Okay, so we know what that's going to look like. And let's go ahead and list the domain and range. And to me, it might be a little bit easier if we do the sketch first, and then you can see what the domain and range should be. So I'm going to do my sketch of just my x and y axis, a little basic sketch. Remember, the parent function of the square root starts here, goes like this. Okay, we want this to move right 3 up 4. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's going to start like this. And otherwise it didn't change its appearance, so it needs to look like this. Okay, again, we're just doing a little sketch. It's the same looking graph, right 3 up 4. Okay, so here x is 3, y is 4. So with our domain, it's starting at 3, and it's going right, so it's going to be greater than 4. Sorry, greater than 3. So x is greater than or equal to 3. And our range is y, right? And since it's going up and to the right, it's going to be greater than or equal to 4. Okay, these numbers are going to be in your domain and range, especially because this one moves it left and right. This has to do with your x, obviously it's right there next to the x. And this one moves it up and down, it has to do with your y. Okay, so here's your transformations, here's my domain and range, here's our sketch. Okay, number 4. We're basically going to go back, forth, square root, cube root. Okay, this one, f of x is going to be the cube root of x, right, and g of x with the transformations in it is going to be negative cube root of x minus 2. Okay, and if I am going too fast, please ask the substitute to pause the video for a second, okay? But also catch up, okay? Write faster. Okay, so here's my original. Here's my transformed equation. Okay, so let's think about it. What does it always mean when there's a minus out front? Okay, if there's a negative out front, what does it always mean? It always means reflection in the x-axis. Okay, reflect in x-axis. It always means the same thing. And a minus on the end, it's not underneath the root, it's on the end. So minus on the end. This plus, remember, made it go up 4. What's the minus going to do? It's going to make it go down 2. Okay, so there's those two. Let's draw a little sketch again. Okay, remember, on the front, the original one, it went like this, right? Went both ways. Well, this one is going to reflect in the x-axis. Okay, so first of all, the top part here and the bottom part here are going to flip. Okay, and it's going to move down too. So it's not moving left or right, so the middle's still going to be right here, but it'll look kind of something like this. Okay, it's going to look the same direction as the one we graphed on number 2, whereas the original one, the one that was printed on the little paper that we glued on the front, looks like this. This one's moved down 2 and flipped. Okay, it hasn't gone wide or anything. So let's talk about domain. I'm just going to abbreviate with the D, and range I'm going to abbreviate with an R, just to save you time. You know, I'm interested in saving you time and hand strength. Okay, so what's the domain? Always the same thing. Arrows on both ends, all real numbers. Okay, range, arrows on both ends, all real numbers. Okay, for cube roots, all real numbers. All right, for square roots, you got to figure it out. You got to look and see. Cube roots, always going to be the same. Okay, remember that. All right, number 5. My original f of x is the square root of x. Okay. And my transformed function, g of x, is -2 square root of x minus 1. And the x minus 1 is underneath the square root sign. Okay, so let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3 different transformations here. What is the negative going to do? Always the same thing. Reflect in the x. Okay, a 2, outside, out front. Okay, what is that? Vertical stretch. Okay, and